Good morning, good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you might be doing. We wish to welcome you to the Silverlight Show. The Silverlight shines to illuminate that which lies hidden in darkness. For those of you tuning in today, we welcome you in. There's a concept in my mind that's been bothering me lately, and I think it really reflects the zeitgeist of the world at the moment. What is a hero? Now, in the past 15, 20 years, we've had a lot of film and entertainment reflecting exactly on what a hero might be. Look at Watchmen and compare that to Iron Man. Watchmen is a fairly dark, gritty, series developed into a single movie. It basically says nobody's a hero. Whereas Iron Man restores that gold paint, that luster, the hero stands tall while everything else falls beneath them. Both are valid interpretations. Um, Personally, I like Rorschach out of that series, not because he's homeless or anything, but simply because he's doing what he thinks is right, and there can be no compromises. In more modern times, we have The Boys, Invincible, and other similar things that say the guy with all the good press is not always the guy that's going to save you. This leads us into a very uncomfortable topic: police and firefighters. Now, I'm going to admit these are very brave people, and some of them do actually manage to become heroes through exceptional sacrifice. But just because you're running water on a fire, or because you're stopping traffic and you happen to catch somebody who's fleeing an arrest warrant, doesn't make you a hero. It's kind of your job. Wars. We call soldiers heroes. But as Yoda's famously said, a great wars not make one great. There's a real wisdom in that simple quote from the little puppet. You can be a great soldier. You can even become a legendary one, but are you a hero? One side certainly isn't going to celebrate your legend. That's even if you're among the best. So here we are in the early parts of the 21st century, still grappling with this idea of what a hero is. Doctor Who and Batman are admired for their no-kill rules. Really, they break every other rule in their civilization, but they don't care. Batman can beat the average crook up to within an inch of his life, and he's a hero because he didn't kill him. He violated every other single right that person had. Never, no habeas corpus, no Miranda rights, you have the right to remain silent. And he said, no, in fact, he interrogates them, which is directly against the Geneva Convention, to say nothing about our own ideas of torture. Doctor Who's an alien, but he's violating his own people's rules about not interfering in time. That's the basic premise of a Doctor Who episode. He's messing about with time, he or she. So even they are not true heroes. What exactly do we look to and say, this is a hero? Nobody. I've read a lot of literature, and besides some really boring literature for children, if you want to have your hero with any sort of depth, they can't be perfect. They must have made mistakes. A hero is more than just action on a football field. Some people claim Tom Brady is a hero. And while I do not wish to diminish his academic or athletic accomplishments in the least, what has he ever really done to make your life better aside from giving you a few thrilling moments? That's not a qualification for a hero. You see, society doesn't know what a hero is anymore. Malcolm X is considered by some to be a hero, but, the whole Black Panthers and the way that they went doesn't really qualify you for hero status. If we don't know what a hero is, and we just take up one society's put in front of us, we're engaging in popularism. Now, popularism is a dangerous thing to engage in. A guy in the 1930s with a little mustache engaged in popularism and touched off one of the greatest conflicts of all time. Definitely not a hero by anybody's standards. But he was a real force. Napoleon. Can't quite figure out why he's considered a bad guy. Like, he started a lot of wars, he won a lot of them, but he seemed pretty ambivalent to his own people and the people that he conquered. It's just send me more troops and more money, and yeah, I'm cool with you. The various Russian czars and all the people that came after them. They have their own folk heroes. They have their own people that they look back to, but in the past 20, 30, even 50 years, there's been nobody who's aspired to that status. So this is not just a local phenomenon, and I'm trying not to jump into religion because that opens a box of worms that we will never wriggle our way out of. We don't know what a hero is. Somebody performs heroic acts? Maybe, but we've seen so many people that were held up as beacons of the community that turned out to be absolute wretched villains in their own life. I don't want to come down too hard on an oft-repeated statement, but there was a particular arm of the clergy in one of the world's most popular religions that was preaching generosity and do no harm, all that sort of things, and meanwhile they were abusing children. It was all covered up. Police are notorious for covering things up in order to keep their own safe, and it's hard to blame them, but at the same token, it happens a whole lot. And yeah, you're going to tear your hair out trying to find a modern day example of a hero. Yes, you can read the dictionary definition. It says someone who does heroic deeds. Not very helpful. And again, ultimately futile. If a firefighter rescues a cat from a tree and then goes home and does drugs, that's obviously not an example of a hero. So this is what we really need. It's just a way that we can have a hero and respect them for whatever it is that they do. And there's so few heroes around. Now, don't put on tight spandex. Don't go swinging from your homemade web slingers. Don't try to fly. The best you can ever hope to do is be considered, a good guy or good girl locally. You can volunteer. Heck, you can be a volunteer firefighter and go with them all the crazy things they deal with. Nothing wrong with that. But it's not going to make you a hero, unfortunately. It's just going to make you a servant of the system. Make you feel good about yourself? Then let's do it. But don't try to be a hero. Somebody's robbing a bank and, threatens the tellers with various means of violence. Even if they've got nothing more than their fingers, and you're a 6'8" hulking giant of a person, still don't be a hero. Yes, you'll get a mention in the paper, and the day after that, you're going to be forgotten. We're very good at forgetting heroes and what they did. We're very good at vilifying heroes and what they did. We love nothing more than to find dirt on heroes of the past. Look at George Washington. Some people still venerate him as a hero, and they have to twist everything that they have on its head to justify him slave trading. Oh, he only did it because other people were doing it. It's not very heroic. Oh, well, he decided he couldn't shut down slavery because, some of his support came from the South and he didn't want another American Civil War. Guess what? He failed on both fronts. He still kept slave trading, and the American Civil War happened. Heroes always get found out in the end for what they're not. So, don't be a hero. At the same time, open your heart. My original example in my head might suggest something I don't want it to. If you find an envelope with $100 on the street and it's marked Kelly, 12 Diamond Court, whatever it is, be a good guy, be a good girl. Return it to them. Money's tight these days. Does that make you a hero? It just makes you a good person. Because you'll never succeed in trying to be a hero. So let's stop trying. Go to the cinema, enjoy your, an hour and 45 minutes of action and splash and, people trying to see who has a superior attitude. By all means, do that. But you yourself, it's not your time. And it may never be your time. And you know what? You should probably be grateful your time will never come. Because then if you become a hero, people are going to find a way to assassinate your character. With that, we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Silverlight Show. If you did, please like, share, because sharing is caring. There's nothing more heroic than caring. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Please click the notification icon down below, however it appears on your device, so that way you can be notified of every new episode that we put out. And we hope you have a fantastic day.